but it was touching, it was emotional, I was sitting on the edge of my seat all through the series.
Check. Go see Copelio, the stage play, man.
That most males, especially inner city males, can relate to the entire play. I would say that I was touched at how personal it was.
You just never know what someone's lived experience is. You see someone who had a beautiful smile on his face as an adult. You would have never known the trauma and tragedy that he went through as a child.
Make some noise, Copelio!
I'm Coach Mike. Welcome to the journey of Copelio. I got a question for you. Isn't it true that there are 3 types of fathers? First type is the one there financially, one there emotionally, and guess what? He's there to pick you up when you hurt yourself, and he's there to tuck you in when you're going to bed. Now, second type of father, we all know that type. He ain't never there except on Easter wearing matching suits. Anyway, but then there's Copelio's father. Now, Copelio's father, he was there financially, but he was very absent emotionally. Now, I got a question for you right now. What type of father did you have growing up? Or what type of father are you? Well, as we go inside the mind of young Copelio, we're going to all identify with what he runs away from in the character fear inside his mind. Then we're going to go inside the faith of what he runs towards inside of his mind. As you sit back and enjoy the journey of Copelio, I want you to think about the conversations you had as you went through your journey with your father.
What's my purpose here on earth? Why am I with this family and in this town? God, if you're real, as people say you are, then why am I really here? Other stuff people say, oh, we're here to give to the poor or help the weak. But why am I specifically here? How come it's not clear to me as a kid that gets beat up from people who I want to be my friend? The family I got, they tell me I need to grow up, not sing, not dance. I can't be an actor like I want to be. I also don't like the fact that I have to get treated like I don't have a voice from my dad. When I want to express passion and excitement for things at school that I want to be a part of. Do you have the answers for me, God? If you do, please share them when you're not too busy helping other people be successful. Because I'm here and I want to be like them too. Can somebody please cry me a river? You mean to tell me you don't know that I created you to be more than a singer, an actor, or a dancer? That's a question. Never mind. I'm asking the question like I don't already know the answer already. That was a joke. Listen, man. Have you ever seen The Lion King? To it because I'm you and you. Anyways. Remember when Mufasa says,
Simba, everything the light touches will be yours.
now if a lion can have everything, why can't you? Now that's a question. No, seriously, that's a question. You know what, Faith? Since you know everything, you do know that was a movie, right? But this is my life. The purpose of a movie or a book is to tell stories. But it's about other people's lives who have come and gone or who may still be here. I don't care about them. I care about me. Ooh, well, at least you care about you, which means you care about us. You see, you can't talk about nothing that you never experienced, baby. You see, you can't help others with something that you never went through. You see, what are you going through is nothing that hasn't been gone through before. The only thing that changes is, well, the characters that play in the script. Anyways, listen, you will never go through anything that you're not able to bear. And that's the reason you go through it. Because, well, who would you suggest? You. Yeah. Why not you? Or even other people, bad people, or people who just seem to be stronger than me.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Who here can relate to faith? Who here can relate to fear? Who here is gonna say they can't relate to anything? I can see you back there behind the scene. Well, over the next 45 minutes, I want you to really think about your relationship with your father as you watch Copelio on his journey with his.
They told him, don't you ever come around here. Don't wanna see your face, you better disappear. Whoo, that fire's in the eyes and the words are really clear. So beat it, just beat it. Whoo, you better.
I'm gonna beat you if you don't shut up and stop making all that damn noise. I got a headache, boy. Go to your room and clean it up or something. I've been working all day and I ain't trying to hear all that noise and carrying on.
Well, how was your day, Dad?
Didn't I say I worked all day? What type of stupid question is that?
Yeah, you're right. Well, I had a beautiful day.
No man can have a beautiful day.
A young one can. See, my day was full of singing and dancing. I want to be an actor, entertainer, just like Michael Jackson. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Grow up and stop acting like a kid.
But I am still a kid.
Maybe your mother babied you too much. Because if I got to tell you one more time to get out of my face with all that mess, I'm going to... Get out of my way.
I love you too. I'm convinced my dad doesn't love me.
You know what? I never had a problem telling someone I love them. I never had a problem asking someone if they love me. But when it comes to my dad, why is it that he never says or even answers me when I say I love him back? Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Cause y'all ain't riding with me. Oh, sorry, bro. Listen, if somebody loves you and don't say it, maybe it's not the words that comes out of their mouth that validates it. Maybe it's their actions. You see, love is an action word, you know? I'd rather have someone show me and not tell me than tell me and not show me. I read a book once that says, you will know a tree by the fruit it bears. I don't remember reading, you will know a tree by the fruit it talks about bearing. Well, check this out, Mr. Faith. Words are powerful, and sometimes hearing validation is needed. Don't you agree? Even more when love is being talked about. Because every kid wants to be loved. Heck, every person in this room, for that matter, just want to be loved. Or even just assured they are loved. Do you agree? Hello? 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 Can you? Oh, Adele did that kind of good. But I think your mistake or your challenge is whom you hear it from. If you don't remember anything, I'll tell you. Remember this? Man will let you down every time, and you will feel like you can't win. But there's one person who will never let you down. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And if you search for a man to validate you or reassure you, then you are in for some lonely nights and cold days, my man. You can't give what you don't have.
You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. Look, how many of us have family members and friends that have let us down with giving us something that they just simply didn't have to give? Now, if you right beside that person, just blink your eyes. That's all you got to do. Just blink your eyes. Now, if they right beside you and you scared, blink them faster. Blink them fast. You ain't got to say nothing. Now, if you ain't going to do nothing, just keep your eyes closed and keep farting on the couch. Now, for the next segment, as we go into this next one, I want you to think about who have let you down in loving you, or when have you let yourself down in loving you?
Who you looking for, Copelio?
I'm looking for my dad. Have y'all seen him?
Do you even have a dad?
Hey, it's cool if you want to come and say hey to my dad because he's here. Really. Actually, you can come with me. Oh, there go my dad right there. Hello, father. Hey, don't worry. I believe you. At least you have a dad. Dad. And parents. I don't even have parents. I just make believe that they're there every night. And I know that they're proud of me. But every night I go home to my abusive foster parents. Can I give you some advice? Some hope is better than no hope at all. See you around.
Foster parents. What's that?
Let's just say, when you think of foster parents from the state, just think of fake parents. They say they love me all the time, but I don't feel it. Take care. Wait, can I ask you something?
Sure. Your parents ever beat you? Or do they ever not allow you to see your brother and their sister when you're around? Or do they tell you to grow up and shut up like all the time? Or even worse, you told them that you love them and they've never been able to say it back to you?
Are you sure you don't have foster parents too and lying? I swear we have nearly the same things in common. Wait a minute. Is that your real father?
Well, he's not my birth father, but he stepped in to provide for me and my family, so I am blessed to have him. But thank you for this conversation, but I think I really need to go.
Oh, hey Dad. I was at the school play, and just like last year, I had the lead role and crushed it. And at the end, everyone was clapping and cheering for me, and they wanted to meet me and my parents, but I just told them that—
Shut up, boy. I've been working all day, and all I want is some peace and quiet. Go to your room, clean it up, and start making all that noise, all right? Because all you do is run around the stage, all this makeup and tights on, boy. That is... Never mind. Because all you're going to do is run and tell your mama. Now I got to hear her mouth, but I'll hurt your little feelings.
One day, I'm gonna make enough money so that my whole family can rest from my acting. Because I love you. And when I say I love you, it would be good to hear you say it back and not always tell me to grow up and shut up all the time. And God, are you hearing him? Are you hearing how this man is talking to me? And you say that you're real. Well, if you're so real, God, can you please help me? Because I'm sick of him treating me like this, God. I'm so sick and tired of him treating me like this. And you say that you're so big, but you can't hear my small little voice. And what if I hit him? Make him feel useless and unwanted? Because I just want one thing that's bigger than any birthday, Christmas, or any other holiday. So God, please soften his heart so he can see me as someone to love. So he can just say those 3 simple words. I love you.
Why is it that most men can only say negative things to show expression, but don't know how or even want to, if they knew how, to say or show things that are loving? Why is it that he just can't say he loves me or my name in the same sentence? Why won't my dad in one sentence say he loves me or say my name? Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby, why the sudden change? Oh, again, you with your questions. Must I do everything for you? Sorry. Ask the question that I already know the answer to. Listen, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You see, some people can lie their way out of life and make people believe them. Then, there are others who don't even lie when they need to make people around them feel better. I respect those people. But they're not bad people. They're just hurting themselves. Listen to me. When I say this, you can't give what you don't have. For example, if you ask me for $1 and I don't have it, can I give it to you? No. Well, just know this. If you keep asking for something and you keep getting the same answer, why keep asking? Shut up. Damn! Why don't you grow up? Wait. I sound just like mom. You only get one warning from me to tell me to shut up. Now, what I and everybody in here just saw was the apple don't fall far from the tree. Now, what if you gave yourself what you're looking for him to give you, and through him seeing you love yourself, maybe he won't change how he responds to you, but he may start changing the way he sees himself. You can't give what you don't have.
Ooh, who here has had a family member mistreat them? Yikes. You want to know how to change people from mistreating you when you want them to treat you better? Come here, let me tell you. Raise your standards. Now, if you want to raise your standards, you got to start by raising the love that you have for yourself. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to say this. I love me more.
Come on, that boy.
Oh, come on, bro. Don't do that.
Don't beat me. What you be saying if Daddy had caught you?
Yeah, you probably right about that. But speaking about that, can I ask you something?
Sure, what's up, little bro?
Do you love me?
Of course. What kind of question is that?
Do you think that Dad loves us?
Okay. What sort of love questions, man? Are you okay?
Yeah. Just forget I even asked. It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You ain't getting soft on me, is you?
Nah, man.
Told you how to fight, remember?
And you did. Come on.
Yeah, I did. So come on. What I taught you did. What's up? Keep your hands on me. What's up? What's up? Come on. Come on then. Come on. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? What's up? What up? What up?
Did I say shut up? Shut up!
You know, as a kid, why must he keep putting his hands on me, saying things that are abusive? When I get bigger, I'm gonna make sure he doesn't put his hands on me ever again, huh? So, Mr. Faith, what do you have to say about that? Or what does the good book have to say about that, huh? I wanna get stronger, wiser. I don't think I can make it. Yeah. Faith, what do you have to say about that? I know you're probably gonna say I never can make it without you, but I'm about to lose it all. Never would have made it. Said I never could have made it without. Pardon. Whew, sorry. Excuse me. Listen, buddy. In times like these, when you feel like you want to go upside somebody's head and bust them up, remember, when you mirror someone's behavior, you take on their demons. And fight fire with fire is not always the solution. Hate takes, love gives. I agree. And I want to give him some pain so he can feel what I'm feeling. I'm doing push-ups every day, lifting weights every day, so when the time comes in a few years, I can defend myself and not allow him to hit me or make me feel so helpless. That's it. That's it. Sure. Just abuse him like he's abusing you. That's just perfect. Then what? I'll tell you. You become. You see, the Bible says, honor your parents, but it doesn't say become like them as you are becoming yourself. But I'll say this, if you can't beat them, then seek help from an outside source. This would mean I'd have to run away, right? But who would believe me? Who would help me? Just be there when I'm scared in the process. Well, I'm gonna give it a shot, but if I fail when I try, if at first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again, because you can't give what you don't have.
You okay?
I can't keep taking these beatings.
Me neither. But today is the day.
Today's the day for what?
We run away.
What? Where will we even go?
We gonna go to grandma's house. Look, I know it's far, but we can make it. Do you trust me?
Yeah.
And I'm your big brother?
Yeah.
And I got you.
I can't believe I'm about to do this. But when enough is enough, it's time to roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. My soul has seen heaven for the year. Jordan, roll. Oh, sorry. Is that what you do now when things get rough? You just run? And where you going? The Underground Railroad? Listen to me. You were not created to have a spirit of fear, and God will not place more on you than you can bear. Listen to me. When I ask you this question, are you listening? Even though I know the answer to the question, I gotta ask anyway. When you take gold to the pawn shop, how do you know if it's real or fake? It's put under the fire test, and then if it withstands the fire test, then it's real. then it's fake. The same thing with you, baby. People will know if you real or fake when you withstand the fire test of life. Now, when all you can do is all you can do, you still stand because you are more than a conqueror.
Who's running from a challenge right now in your life? Who's cooking right now in the fire of life? Some of you guys, a little medium rare or well done, as long as you've been in the fire. Now, let me ask you this right now. How many of us know we should stand when we look to sit? Come on, be honest with me. We all know that we've been there. Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit back and see what happened when Copelio and Valentino decided to run.
Is it time yet? Yes, let's go, now. Wait, I don't have my shoes. It's now, right now, let's go. What? You don't need, let's go. Wait, no. Come on, come on. You good? You okay?
Thanks for saving my life, bro.
No doubt.
I only ran out there because I didn't have on any shoes.
That's bull. I asked you to get your shoes.
Because you said that I didn't need them.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
You know what? Here. Take one of mine. I ain't gonna let you suffer alone. You know what else? I love you.
I love you too. And can I say something else?
Let me guess. Where my other shoe?
Nah, I wouldn't do you like that. But as long as you're my big brother, I feel safe and protected by you.
Evidently.
And if I'm being honest, I think we should go home and face Dad.
I must say, knowing that my brother loves me without a shadow of a doubt, how will I stand up to my dad? I'm so small and he's so powerful, stronger than us. It's like his body is like a human weapon. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't, obviously. Well, so you just going to forget what we just talked about in the last scene? The last thought. Shut up! Would you just listen to me? I'm tired of all these scriptures and principles you blabber about. If I'm more than a conqueror, and he's so big and strong, how will I win? Hello? Okay. I get it. I'm sorry. I told you to shut up. Now, can you please answer my question? Thank you. As I was saying, just because there's not a weapon formed against you that shall prosper doesn't mean that the weapon will not be formed. Have you ever wanted to say something to someone? Formed it in your head, played it over in your head, how you were going to say it to them? Yeah, all the time. I'm forming something right now as you talking to me to say to you. But once you got to them, and for some reason, you said to yourself, you know what? I ain't even gonna say it. Yep. That, my friend, was a weapon formed, but did not prosper. You see, your dad may be forming those weapons, but let me tell you something. Vengeance is not ours. Let God deal with that, baby. You can't give what you don't have. You just trust and have faith. And in the end, you always win. Because the battle, baby, has already been won.
Oh yeah, Valentino and Copelio, they never went back to face their father. But neither have you. When are you gonna stop running from the challenges that's facing you in life? Well, nearly after 20 years, Copelio finally had the courage to go back and confront his father with the conversation that he was all too scared to do as a kid. So now, bear witness to the conversation live right now. Oh yeah, I am Copelio. I see you still sitting in that same chair.
Well, of course, it's my chair. You know, me and this chair, we go way back. Talking about before you were born. I used to walk the same route home every day. Every time I'll pass by this antique shop. And there'll be this chair sitting in the window waiting for me. And this chair was just screaming at me to come and buy him. You buy me right now. And so one day I went into the shop to inquire about it. I was told an old Chinese man that practiced Buddhism used to sit in this same chair. And man, he had so much peace, which is what I've been searching for my whole life. You know, the Chinese man, he said, "Chair of peace, sir. This is the chair of the peace." and so I saved my money and I bought it. And I placed this chair. I placed it perfectly right here near that window. So that sunlight could just beam right on me. I hope so one day, inheriting that same peace.
What did you find it? Oh my God. Oh, I'm surprised you're not saying, "Stop making all that damn noise." Or better yet, Pop, I'm surprised the chair ain't saying, "Go up, stop making all that damn noise. Chair, peace."
How about you speak to me before you see me?
Yeah, well, I learned from the best, Pop.
What?
You heard me. How you doing?
I'm trying to stay stress-free, that's all I can say.
Well, hopefully we both will be stress-free after this man-to-man conversation. Well, you see, I've never really been close to you, Pop. I've never really been close to anyone. And when they do get close to me, I find a way to sabotage it. Kind of like what you taught me, right? Just move on.
Well, it's because you never mastered being an adult, so you may as well get in line with the rest of the world.
What's that supposed to mean?
All right, look. When you are a kid, you don't master being a kid until you become a teenager.
Okay.
And when you were a teenager, you don't master being a teenager until you become an adult.
Got it.
And adult life is one you simply never master. So you try your best and then you move on.
Well, see, some things in life you just can't move on from, Pop. Considering what you did to me as a kid.
What did I do to you besides raise you the best I knew how? Fed you and the family and worked my butt off so you can have a future. I moved us out of the hood, Copelio, so you have a much better life than I had.
Better than you had? Do you even know what I've been through?
Hey, what is this all about? You know what? I ain't got time.
No, hold on, Pop. Real men don't run from hard conversations. They confront them, deal with them as best they know how, then they move on.
Wait. So you saying that I'm not a real man, boy? Ought to slap me, yo!
That don't scare me no more, Pop. Let's have a man-to-man conversation. The abuse I suffered physically, psychologically, and emotionally, that was enough. So please, have a seat.
Look, I disciplined you and your brother to mold you two to be men.
You disciplined us, yes, but you also abused us. The welts and scars we had on our body, that was temporary. It's the permanent scars you can't even see. I still got tattooed dysfunction that's still with me today. Did you know I never wanted to have a wife, never wanted to have a family? Why? Because I didn't want to end up like you, but hey, I guess the apple don't fall far from the tree. And did you know there's things I never said to you? Things I never showed you since I've been an adult?
Everybody got beat, boy. That is our upbringing tradition.
Does it make it right?
Well, you tell me, since you claim to know the difference.
Or did you suffer too? Or did you just move on? No, because emotionally, that's where I suffered the most. You never showed us any affection outside of providing for us, Pop. But you know what I wanted as a kid? I wanted you to say, "Good job, son," or "I'm proud of you, son," or "Grow up." That's all I ever heard you say, and stop acting like a kid. But that wasn't the most damaging time. The most damaging time was when I needed you the most.
As a kid, protection and provision is what you needed the most. I couldn't make it to your events, your performances, because I was working my butt off to fulfill my role as a father and as a man. This is life, boy, and nobody's gonna give you a damn thing.
What I needed from you didn't cost you a damn thing. Not time, not money, or anything. You know I give everything back just to hear you say the one thing that I hunger for every day and every night.
Would you get to the point?
You know, I'd stay up every night waiting for you to come home to tell you how great I was at singing, performing arts, JROTC, and the list.
Would you get to the point,
Wait,
boy?
let me say this. I just wanted you to hug me, look me in the eye, and say I love you. And you know what? Sometimes I say it under my breath. Sometimes I say it in my mind. And you know what? Sometimes I fake like you said it back to me. And then I smile and move on my way.
You are not a girl, boy. How I was raised, that love didn't exist for boys. Boys don't show their feelings or emotions. That is for females.
You know, that's the most ignorant thing for a man to think. And for that same exact reason is why men grow up so angry. I was a good kid, you know. I just never knew why you never saw my worth or my value. Did you know I was the first to graduate high school in the family, Pop? Did you know I was the first to graduate college in the family, Pop? And oh yeah, did you know I was the first to enlist in the U.S. military, Pop? And I was the only black in my class. And when I graduated, I looked out in the audience and you weren't there. I was the first to travel overseas, first to be a successful entrepreneur. But you know what? I give it all back just to hear you say 3 words. I love you.
Nobody said it to me.
I said it to you. I said it to you. But you never said it back to me.
I didn't know it. I guess I didn't know how. As a kid, it seemed like everybody I loved or was vulnerable with, they abused me, including my own mother.
What?
She left me in St. Louis, moved to Chicago when I was young so she could live her life. I was left with my grandfather. That man beat me every chance that he got. He almost shot me while I was asleep and he was drunk and angry. And for what? For being in a place that I never wanted to be. For years I wanted to kill him and my father. So to avoid that, when I was 17, I up and left. But all I had was all this fear, all this rage, and I could figure out all this life on my own. So I got a trade. I started working. And then I met your mother. And she had you and your brother. And I didn't want you all to end up like me. I want you to have a much better life than I had. And I do everything right, boy. No. I just made the best of the decisions that I had. Because I got beat way more than you ever did, believe me. Because growing up in the South in my time was much different than your generation. As you can see how it has evolved since then. So no, I didn't have this peaches and cream childhood. least you had your mother. And that woman was there for you, and she loved you, and she put nobody before you.
Wait a minute, Pop. Didn't you say your old man called you from his deathbed, asking for forgiveness for what he did to you as a kid?
Yes, but he's dead now. So just let that stay right where it is.
No, see, Pop, let it stay right where it is or move on. Which one? Because I'm confused. And you can't look at me with a straight face and say you did not want that man to love you.
Because my father didn't say it to me, so I didn't say it, so that's how it goes with us men. We just do it by providing. And besides, you cannot give what you don't have.
Let me get this straight. Your mother left you when you was a kid, left you with an abusive family member that didn't show you love. Your mother never made you feel love, and you found a way for yourself as a kid?
Why do you care so much about my relationship with my parents, Copelio? Just let it. Just let it go.
Oh, I will. But first, I gotta break the cycle of generational curses. Because you know what, Pop? Now that I'm an adult, what I've learned to be a man is when you put a Band-Aid over a scar that needs surgery, the infection only gets worse. Thank you. Thanks, Pop.
For what?
For being vulnerable with me. I know all of this is uncomfortable, but thank you for this moment with me. You know, I'm gonna take your advice. I'm just gonna move on.
Look, Copelio, son! I'm sorry. You find it in your heart to forgive me.
See, that's the thing, Pop. I want you to believe in your heart and in your every fiber of your body. The reason why I'm here is so you know I forgive you. But I also want to remind you that I love you.
I love you more, Copelio.
Man, so we know this is something different, something new outside of what you normally do. And I just want to know what inspired Copelio.
Well, what truly inspired Copelio was during the pandemic, we didn't know what we were doing, right? When the pandemic happened, everyone was inside, and we were just chilling. And when I was there, I was a little bored, but I was on Facebook, and there was a young lady talking about trauma and childhood trauma, and a lot of the ways that we are as an adult is a direct reflection of when we were kids. And I said, how was my childhood? And then I said, you know what? Let me start talking about it. So I started writing it, and this was around 11 in the morning. I finished the script around 12 noon the following day, no sleep. Once I started writing, I said, you know, wow. And I started writing it, and then I reflected, and I wrote, and I reflected. I took a little break, came back, and I said, ooh, let me add this into it. And little did I know, while I was doing it, it was almost like therapy. Well, actually, if I was honest with myself, it was therapy. And I said, wow, this is pretty cool. And it was just something for me to do that was creative, because I have a creative mind. And that really what inspired me to do it right then and there.
Okay, so did you at least like, you know, sometimes once you're writing for therapy,
Yeah.
we can just go on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But how did you come up with, I guess I would say, fair rebuttals for your pops? And when people see the story, of course, they're going to understand what I'm saying, because sometimes people can write a script and make it so one-sided. But I think you came from a very fair place of giving your pop's story. Like, how did you come up with that? Is that something you just knew, you had a conversation with your pops about, or where did that come from? Because it was very fair dialogue.
Yeah, I truly think pain is the greatest power you can have. But the greatest thing that's better than pain is forgiveness. And it wasn't until I started to forgive my dad was when I started seeing the bigger picture, because you can't see the picture when you're in a frame, right?
Of course.
So I knew throughout the course of my life I was becoming more like him unconsciously. And I was like, wait a minute, this is something my dad would say. This is something my dad would do. This isn't me. And I didn't want to be like that, but the more I didn't want to be like it, unconsciously I was.
You was.
And so when I realized it, I said, what if he became something that he went through unconsciously as well? And so that's when I started to understand, like, wait a minute, it may not be his fault because it ain't mine. As a kid, you don't get the right to pick your parents, and you don't have the right to ask them or tell them how to raise you. But then as an adult, they don't get the right to tell you how to deal with it. So when I had that dichotomy, I said, you know what? I'm not going to make this one-sided, because I had to have compassion if I truly said I forgive him, and I wanted to grow from that.
So what do you want the audience to get from this?
The number one thing that I want the audience to get, it's kind of like baking a cake. When you bake a cake, everyone wants to taste that delicious tasting cake. But in order to taste it, you got to have the best ingredient. And what I want people to get from this is, in the ingredients of love, the biggest ingredient in it is forgiveness. So in order to create love as the cake, you have to have the best ingredient, and the best ingredient is forgiveness. And that's the only way that you can have love. You can't have it without forgiveness, because imagine having cake without sugar or without flour or without butter or something that's not in there. It's not going to taste right. It's not going to taste the same.
Exactly.
So forgiveness is that ingredient, that secret ingredient that Big Mama always kept in the kitchen when nobody was watching. She sprinkled a little forgiveness in that love, and that's what made love love.
So why is it important for that to happen?
What this world needs is more love. We don't need more jobs. We don't need more opportunities. We don't need more money, because if that was the case, we'd all be rich and thin.
I don't know. I think we need some more money. I need some more money.
Take a look at it, right? Well, I think the reality is, if I took all the money from you, you would be hungry for a day. But if I took all the forgiveness and love out of you, you would be hungry for something that you can't even find for life. So I truly believe that what I really want everyone to get from this who comes and watch it in theater when we're on tour in their city, or if they're watching it streaming, I want them to understand as they're watching that, reflect on their own life and say, what's missing? It's not love, but it's forgiveness, and forgiveness fuels love.
So what did your parents think, like, when they found out you wrote this show?
Woo!
I know you opened up a whole can of worms. You weren't
Yeah,
ready for.
baby. Let me tell you something. And you know, I was real smooth when I did it, right? Because you know, when you go to someone who you felt didn't treat you how you should be treated or did you wrong, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's hard. It's something that you're not naturally like inclined to do. So I had to learn. It was like I took it day by day, and so I sprinkled it on them a little bit. Say, hey, you know, how was it like growing up with you all? You know, did you guys' parents show you any of this? And let me tell you, it was like, what questions are you asking? It's like they saw me coming 2 states away
Yeah.
as I was coming into the living room. You know, they
course.
already saw it, felt it, and you know. But I said I had to do it, so I kept strategically finding ways to share it with them. And then, but you know how my mom is, she's like, listen, I don't know what you're trying to get at, just give it to me. And when I shared and I read the whole script to her, she heard it, and the first thing in her, and
Take your time.
the very first thing that she said was, like, where was I when this was happening? And as a kid, I'm like, where were you? You know, you were there. And but I understood that she was like, wow, if you felt like this as a kid, no mother will want her child to go through that. And initially I told her, I said, it's okay. You know, I love you. I don't, you know, think any different of you. And I think from that moment on, this was years prior to me writing. I mean, years after I had the conversation with my pop. See, a lot of people think I had the conversation, then I wrote it. I had the conversation with my dad at 33. I didn't write this until I was 38. So I had time in between to actually live out love and forgiveness. You know, when I first went to my dad, you know, as they seen in a video, when I first went to him, he didn't apologize for what he did when I was 33. I went in there, cried, snotted, just said, I'm getting it off my chest. I had to forgive him for me, not him. And for him not apologizing, it really showed me, in order for you to love someone, you got to love them outside of them saying that they're sorry. That is forgiveness, and that's love. And so with that, when that happened, every year after that, I had to go through still having the same trauma, because when, you know, how do you love a man that doesn't know how to love, doesn't know how to show emotion? And it wasn't until like 3 years after that, to whereas we were having a conversation in the kitchen, and I was sharing with them about finances, because, you know, I was like, hey, I want to have the family finances. And he just asked me, and out of the blue, he was like, hey, because he finally got on Facebook and started seeing some posts that I was making about forgiveness and childhood trauma. And he said, so I never came to any of your events. And it shocked me, because I'm like, he was defending, he wanted to defend it or make right from it, but he didn't know how, so he only addressed it with anger. And when he said, I never came to any of your events, so this is really, I didn't do any of that. And then I said, and I asked him the question, I said, tell me which one you did come to. And there was an awkward, eerie silence, because he couldn't remember one, and I couldn't remember one. And my mom was sitting right there on the side, and then he was just like getting ready to get mad again and just get up and just leave. And I was like, nah, Pop, you know, but this is what it's about. And he was like, no, because this is what you're sharing with the world, and I wasn't like that. And then I said, let me tell you something. I didn't get the right as a boy to tell you how to love me. So you don't get the right to tell me how to deal with what you gave me as an adult. My pop broke. It's the very first time. His lip quivered. He stood up and he shocked me, opened his arms, and he said, I'm sorry. 3 years after I told him that. So in those 3 years, I truly believe that God said, you want to have him love you? Well, then you're going to have to show him love. So you're going to teach him. I'm not going to, you're going to, you add, and that's why we have to be very careful what we ask God for. Because when he gives it to us, it's not the way we want it. It's the way he know we need it, so we can grow past that, because the blessing is bigger. And if truly, honestly, in that moment, when that broke, that's when I truly started to realize forgiveness. Even though I was doing it, I just knew that, you know, you can read a book and say, this is how you bake a cake. Put this in there, put this teaspoon, but you know, when you really know how to bake a cake, you don't need those cups. You don't need those measurements. You know, just a little bit of that. You know what I'm talking about. Put a little bit of that, and you can, okay, it need a little bit more. And so I had to learn that. And from that moment on, that's when I started understanding and realizing it. And after that was when I started to write it when the pandemic happened.
So the reality is we all have unconfronted trauma, and we have to be okay with not getting, with forgiving people without getting an apology that we deserve.
Correct.
We have to learn to be okay with that.
Absolutely.
Who do you think could relate to this more, men or women or both?
Well, as you can look up here, the people playing my childhood friends, best friend, and playing my brother, and then, playing the younger me and my dad, everyone can relate to it. Because here's the thing. History has repeated itself, and it will never stop repeating itself unless one thing happens. Something has to break. So a seed, everybody likes to have the apple from the apple seed. But in order for the apple to grow, it has to be broken. So everyone wants the fruit, but no one wants to go through the breaking process. And so after experiencing that, learning that, when I wrote my first book, Everything You Need to Know is already inside you, you just have to grow it out, I had to learn that. And so when I learned that, I said, a little girl and a little boy is no different from an adult. It's just the shell on the outside is dying and is aging, but that little boy, the fruit inside of that seed is still there. The spirit of a man, the spirit of a woman is there. So anyone can relate when it comes to forgiveness and when it comes to love. So it's not just for men, it's not just for women, and it's not just for boys and girls, it's for everyone. It's for humanity.
The unique thing that I see is that when I looked at the cast that you have and looked at the pictures from the people before, unconsciously, without knowing anything, never seeing a picture, these people were casted exact and look exact to the folks that grew up as your childhood friend. So I want to take a second and I want them to introduce themselves and tell us what did they have to do, to get in character. Let's start right here with this gentleman here.
My name is Watt, and
what's your role?
Huh?
What's the role? What's the name of the character you
I
play?
played Demetrius, the childhood friend, and I think Demetrius is like the jokester of the crew, and he like to make fun of people and talk about them.
And you do that very well.
Yeah, that's true though. Man.
So it didn't take you much to get in character, huh?
He's in character right now.
All right, let's go to the next.
My name is Robert, and I play Valentino. And for me to get in character, I really just had to imagine myself, because I'm also a big brother in real life. You have a little brother that's he may be only 18 months, but at the end of the day, that's still my little brother. So I'm always protective over him. So I just imagined, like young Copelio being my little brother, and just like got in character with that. So it somewhat just came natural with that.
So there's a scene in there that I saw when it comes to you and your brother taking a journey together, and your brother is without. So you mean to tell me you that big brother that'll give your last and give what you have for your little brother?
Honestly, yes, because it's been times where I had to do that, because I'm not finna lie, me and my little brother didn't have the perfect childhood for us, really. We've been through a lot, more than people really know about, and so that kind of just made us, it made us tough. All the stuff we went through just basically made us tough. That's the reason why me and him are the way we are today, because we may have had our problems. We've had our problems with each other, but we always stuck together, because that's what we had to do growing up.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, we'll get this through in 5 minutes. Let's go, you.
My name is Kurt Palmer, and I'm playing the role of LeVar. And what I did to get ready was I basically asked questions, and because, you know, I had a stutter, and there's different ways of stuttering, so I just wanted to see the different ways to stutter. And once I seen the castmates laughing and stuff at it, then I know I kind of found it, so I just kept playing around with that some more. And then at one point, I just know, okay, I got it now.
You dove right into character.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on down here to Pops.
Oh, dirty Pops. Royce Hargrove, like I say, he said I played the role of Pops. And for me, it was, well, it helped to sit down with Mike a lot and have a conversation. He brought me into his upbringing, his childhood, kind of what his pops was like for him growing up. Because you're playing somebody that's real, you don't want to half do it or pretend it. You know, you want to try to really tap into that real place because it's a real person. And he's had real life stories, real experiences, real feelings, real emotions. So my job as an artist is to convey that as best I can. And so it helped to hear that from him, see Mike's emotions sometimes, see those, it took him back to certain places when we would rehearse and see those things. And now I can try to put myself in those shoes of what kind of place I can go as a man to not only do these certain things when he was younger, but then get to this place where I can have this type of humility and place in my own spirit where I can find this redemption story for me and my son in a way. And so it's to tie all that journey together. And yeah, it was an interesting journey, but I enjoy roles like this that challenge you and challenge your depth as an artist. And yeah, I appreciate Mike for even, you know, casting me as his father and wanting me to be in that role, and I didn't take it lightly. And so, you know, my job is to hopefully do it justice on the day of. So
dope, man. And I hear this is your first associate producer.
Yes.
So congrats on that.
Thank you.
You did a great job, man, being an associate producer. Great job.
Appreciate you.
All right, let's go here to the younger Copelio.
All right, my name is Xavier Scott, and I play the young Copelio. Getting into this role, it was difficult at first. Like I said, this is a true story, and based off of Coach Mike, my life was probably, you know, the complete opposite of this. I come from two parents, you know, that sit together, and my childhood, you know, was nothing like this. So getting into character, it was a little difficult at first, but after, like Roy said, sitting down with Coach Mike and having conversations and trying to see through his mindset and trying to see where I should put myself, especially like in the scene with the speech, like really get down in depth with my emotions to really understand where he's coming from and how to put myself in that position. So, yeah.
Good job. All right, Coach Mike, man, I want you to give us closing remarks, quick 30-second spiel, and let us know how we can keep in contact with you, man, and keep up with what you got going on.
Yeah. Number one thing that I want to leave behind, if I were to leave here tomorrow, is that true love begins at forgiveness and it ends with forgiveness. So if you want to love someone, the first thing that you have to embody, live, breathe, speak is forgiveness. And I truly believe that even at the heart of our spirit in life and everything that we do, when we forgive things, you know, things are forgiven upon us, because who are we to judge anyone here on this earth? What power comes out of judging? Leave that to God. But it's here, what I want to leave behind is, no matter how wrong that you feel someone has done you, no matter how your life is, find a way to forgive. And when you do that, the cake of love tastes so much sweeter. And if they wanted to follow me, they can get me on Instagram at Get Coach Mike, and follow Copelio in a city near you.
Okay. Well, man, congrats, man, on your first show, Copelio, and good job to you guys. All right, and can't wait for people to see the show.